green flag. Everybody.
Gonna be a wreck behind you, gonna be a wreck behind you. So I don't know what to do. Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence.
Are they flagging it?
Flag, white flag. Clear. Click.
Man, this is it. Check the flag.
welcome to Pocono and round 6 of the Pasky Cardiac Cup Series. And after an exciting showdown in Sonoma, we head back east to the rolling hills of Pennsylvania and to Pocono Raceway. Who's going to come out on top of this one? A super fast track here, very difficult corners, only 3 of them, mind you. We're going to be exciting regardless, and we are set to go with 15 cars on the track. We got 100 laps scheduled distance here. Just kicking off towards qualifying right now. And it's going to be one hell of a showdown. We will have full coverage of the qualifying in just a second. I want to give a quick shout out to the channel sponsors. That's iRacing, iFlag. Make sure you go to iRacingiflag.com and have a look at what of all the products they have on offer right now. And if you buy your own iFlag, you will and you put in the promo code esports2019, you'll get your very own iFlag for 15% off the market price. So why not go and get yours now? Go to iRacingiflag.com right now. We are here right now. We are here for racing action here at Pocono with the Pasky Cardiac Cup Series. And what better place to do it here? And next week is going to be more exciting as well, as we're going to crank it up even more. The speed is going to be even higher as we go to the super fast Talladega Speedway. That is going to be one to look out for, ladies and gentlemen. We go there in the Cup Series and the trucks next week. I have no sound. That's great. So bear with me for a second. Bear with me for a second. I'll be right back because I'll try and figure out the sound problems on my. And we are back live here at Pocono. Sorry about the technical issues there. We have sound now and we are ready to rock and roll as we are watching the 51 of 57, sorry, of David Bigger make his way around the track. Different paint scheme for him today. Running the red paint scheme here for this one, not the Southwest paint scheme. But we have times in already. We have Jeff Hollingsworth currently holding on to the pole. And then third, Charlie Woods in fourth. Ron Honeyfield in fifth, Rob Jenkins in sixth. Hoop Baker currently occupying seventh. Take that back. David Bigger moves up to fifth place. Eighth place is Hoop Baker now. Ninth is Kevin Pasky. And rounding out your top 10 is Robert Burnley, Tyron Harris, Mark Vega, and Willie Glynn, the last drivers to take a time. Still waiting for times from Michael. She is on track right now in that bright green or yellow Chevrolet. Looks like the inside of a Monster can, and it is sponsored by Monster, so very different type of car for Charlie Antonucci, but he's going to be putting it to good use here tonight. We've got David Bigger still out on track. Rob Jenkins is out on track as well. You see him right there in the Chevrolet. Oh, Mark Jenkins. So interesting. We've got 15 cars around here at Pocono. He's going to bring it down pit road as I speak, as Will Glynn was out on track right now. Johnny Antonucci bumping up to 9th place there. Great qualifying performance here in the 59. Not a bad start to his, right? And hello to Judy Jenkins and Tyler Dudley in the chat as always. Good to see you guys around for this broadcast. Hope you enjoy the show tonight. Not as many cars as we thought there would be here for this one, but I'm sure they're going to put a great show regardless. So qualifying about under 4 minutes left in qualifying. Everybody apart from Michael Atkins Jr. has taken their time. And qualifying just coming to an end there. We're going to speak to a couple of drivers. This is a bit out of the ballpark of what we normally do here on ESPN. Well, not in my broadcast anyway, but mic setting. I'm going to speak to a man currently starting in second place, Mr. Nate Siefka. Nate Siefka, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Starting second in the field here tonight, looking for a good race here. 100 laps around Pocono. What can we expect around the Tricky Triangle here tonight?
You're gonna have some. Looks like you're gonna have some great racing for about 2 laps, and then we're not sure how it's gonna be after that. It's the tires fall off pretty quickly, so it's gonna be really good fun for about a couple laps. Really tight racing, but we're not quite sure how it reacts after about 5 to 10 laps. So it's gonna be difficult to see. You're gonna have a lot of aero push once the run gets going and the tires get warm. But yeah, the restart should definitely be pretty fun to watch.
Absolutely. And what about your own ambitions? You're starting on the front row here tonight by the looks of things. So once the tyres do fall off, you're going to be looking for that clean air. Try and get yourself out in front. Maybe get some gap between you and the guys behind you.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to pull a gap, but that's the agenda. It looks like it can be pretty easy, but it looks like it can also be a challenge to get away. So we're just gonna have to play the cards right, see how we do. I think it's very possible though to get a really good run here.
Okay, Nate. Well, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before I let you go?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my girlfriend. She's sitting on the couch right now. I think you have the show over in the UK, but it's called Love Island.
Oh God, I hate that show.
Yeah, she's been watching
So
both the US and the UK versions, and let's just say she's not very happy about who got sent home in the US version. So, yep, she's having a grand old time over there. Yep, that's pretty much, and all the teammates and all the guys here, you know, that showed up tonight. You know, thanks to them for showing up and participating with us.
have a decent sized field. It's not too big, but not small at all. So it's kind of one of those just right fields where you'll get some quality racing, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Nate, good luck for the race, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you afterwards.
All right, thank you, Sam.
That was Nate Stevka. I want to grab somebody else out of the field. We got just under a minute left before the start of the race. Let's talk to our good friend, Mr. Hoot Baker. Hoot, have you got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir.
Stacked field here. Well, not a stacked field here tonight, but 15 drivers set to take the green. A very good qualifying for yourself, starting in P6 there. What do you think you can do with this from that position?
Probably fall back. But, actually, I'm fairly comfortable with this track, and I don't hit the walls a lot, and I can slide it on around there. And you know me, I always take it a little bit easy, and we'll see how it goes. But I wasn't uncomfortable qualifying with this group of people, and not uncomfortable running with them. So hopefully we'll at least get a P10 out of it, I think.
Absolutely, and you've had some really good results lately, especially with the top three back in Atlanta. Looks like you've shown a lot of improvement this season. Have you been going back to the drawing board and taking a few classes there behind the wheel?
No, just getting a little more. It's not like I'm a new racer, but I'm kind of a tentative racer, so I'm getting a little more aggressive as we go, and it really helps, especially on Friday nights, being in these cars around these guys. I'm really comfortable moving around, so just a matter of being a little more comfortable and pushing the car a little bit more.
All right. Well, congratulations on the very good qualifying spot here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out before I let you go?
No, just the guys for throwing up a league, and you've thrown up a broadcast, man. It's always a good time, and I always have a good time Mondays and Friday nights. Tune us in.
Absolutely. Well, good luck for the race, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you at the end.
Copy that. Thanks.
That was our 6th place starter, Mr. Hoot Baker. Let's go to the qualifying grid as they are all lined up, ready to get this thing going. So starting up on the pole for tonight's race will be Jeff Hollingsworth. He'll be joined by the man we just spoke to, Mr. Nate Siefka. Row 2 will be Michael Travathan, winner last week at Sonoma. He'll be joined by Charlie Woods, making his return after missing last week. Row 3 will be David Bigger and another man we just spoke to, Mr. Hoot Baker. Row 4 will be Ron Holyfield and Rob Jenkins. And row 5 will be Johnny Antonucci and Kevin Paskowicz. Row 6 will be the man Tyler's supporting tonight, Mr. Robert Dudley. And he'll be joined by Tyrone Harris. Row 7 will be Mark Vega and Willie Glynn. And starting shotgun on the field will be Mark Jenkins, who's finally made it into the session, and Michael Atkins Jr. We've got 16 drivers set to take the grid. The pole sitter, that would be Mr. Jeff Hollingsworth. They're all lined up there, ready to go. We are going to put the ticker up as normal. Right, there it is. So they're all rolling. We're all ready to go. Now, who's going to bring the win out here? This is going to be very, very interesting to see who can get it at this point. Let's right on board with Mr. Hollingsworth as he makes his way through turn 1. 3 corners here at Pocono. Those that are new to this and are new to this track, this is not like any other oval. It's not even an oval, it's a triangle. There's only 3 corners, and the big motto around here is what turn for, because there is none. And you'd think because it's a triangle, it's pretty simple. Just go around 3 corners, you'll be done. But you'd be very, very wrong. Pocono is based on 3 corners from 3 different tracks: Milwaukee, Trenton, and I believe Indianapolis. I believe the other one. So definitely going to be interesting to see how they handle this one. Very technical, if that's the proper word to say it. But gonna be interested to see who comes out on top of this one. This one usually does throw up a lot of action here tonight, and 16 drivers have opted to make the call here tonight at the aptly named Tricky Triangle. And you see right there at the front, that's Jeff Hollingsworth and Nate Siefka. Nate Seifka running a Red Bull scheme here tonight, so very interesting. We've not seen a Red Bull on a stock car in a long time as they make their way through turn 3. The pace car will make that hard left turn onto pit road. There goes the pace car. The field in control of Jeff Hollingsworth. And away we go. 100 laps are underway here at Pocono. And Nate Seifka gets the better start on the outside there of Jeff Hollingsworth as he comes screaming down towards turn 1. Hollingsworth's going to have a bit more of a run though going into turn 1. They're going to be side by side as we start this race, as the number 2 spot is occupied by Michael right now. David Bigger right there, and he's got Charlie Woods to his outside as well. And we have Hoot Baker being hounded right now by Rob Jenkins and Ron Holyfield. They scream their way into turn 2, the tunnel turn as we like to call it. Kevin Pasky occupying P9, and Will Glynn has moved up to P10 already. What a start for the man in the 12. Right behind him is Robert Dudley and Mark Vega, who's making his first start for the series. Good, decent, quiet start for him actually. And we've got trouble in the background there. That's Tyrone Harris bringing the pit side after only 1 lap. So trouble for the man in the 43 already, as the man in the 42 now leads this race. He's started to gap himself from Nate Seifka, who's starting to slightly pull a gap on Michael Trevathan as well. Everybody just getting settled down very early here in this race. There's David Bigger there in P4, so occupying the top 5 spot. Managed to shake off Charlie Woods in the early running. We're only on lap 2. Let's not forget, we've still got a lot of racing left to go. Hoot Baker still holding on to that P6 as he has Rob Jenkins and Ron Holyfield right on track there through turn 3. And he has got quite a few drivers behind him. Hey, Will Glynn, Robert Dudley, Mark Vega, and Michael Atkins Jr. right there as well, as Tyrone Harris is coming out of pit road whilst they are going around him. Johnny Antonucci falling off the pace a bit there. Jenkins there, currently occupies P14. Meanwhile, Nate Seifka's finally started to close the gap between himself and Jeff Hollingsworth. What can these two do as they come down the backstretch now, the Long Pond Straight, as we like to call it? Oh, that's not the Long Pond Straight, but that's the short shoot between 2 and 3. They come through turn 3 now. Oh, it's David Big. That's going to lose some momentum. That might let Charlie Woods back in there as we start lap 4 of this race. Getting very close between these two. Getting very close between Nate Seifka and Jeff Hollingsworth. It's Hoot Baker into the wall. Is that going to bring out caution number 1? It is, and into the catch fence. Looks like Mark Jenkins and Michael Atkins Jr. involved in that too. Let's take another look here. Hoot Baker getting wide in. Back up on the track and nowhere to go for Michael Atkins Jr. and Mark Hearing back up on the track like a bullet, and they just had no idea that was going to happen. Almost like he bounced off the wall there in a bit. He did bounce off the wall in a big way, and into the catch fence goes Hoot Baker. And to steal a word from Mr. Mark, Tony Trapasso, thank God this is a simulator. The amount of G-forces that would have gone into hitting that catch fence, and the amount of damage Michael Atkins Jr. and Mark Jenkins got from that hit, there would have been some ambulance time for some of these guys. Unfortunately. But this is iRacing, this is a simulator, so carry on as normal. Michael Atkins Jr., you've got to come in for some damage repair there, mate, because you have no front end right now. All I can see is the engine block, 2 tyres and a bit of bodywork. I've lost sound again. Great. There we go. Got sound again. So, everybody going to bring it down pit road again. We have lost the. But while they're in pit road, I'm going to go and throw my computer out the window. I'll be right back with some more racing action. Do not go anywhere.
Green flag. Everybody.
Gonna be a wreck behind you. Gonna be a wreck behind you. So I don't know what to do. Somebody put oil down. We're in the fence.
Are they flagging it?
Flag. White flag. Clear. Click.
Man,
So we are back here live at Pocono. Sorry for the sound issues we've had. So welcome back here to Pocono. My issues keep getting from bad to worse here tonight, so we'll just do what we can with this broadcast and hope for the best as they come out of turn 2. We are 1 to green here. Lights are off on the pace car. Nate Siefke is your leader. It seems. Well, no, Jeff Hollingsworth's still your leader. He's opted for the outside line, it seems. And hello to Momentum Sim Racing. Good to see you in the live chat. Hope you are enjoying the broadcast here tonight, whatever that is. As I seem to be having technical problems after one technical problem after another. As we go back to green here on lap 9 of 100, and Jeff Hollingsworth and Nate Siefke are going to file in there. You see Michael Trevathan there on the right hand side of the screen, side by side with David Bigger, but Trevathan going to win that little dice there as they go into turn 1. Robert Dudley now on the P5. We've got Kevin Pasky in tow as well. Looks like Hoot Baker was the only driver to lose a lap out of that incident that brought out the first caution, but we've got side by side action between Nate Siefke and Jeff Hollingsworth as they come out of the tunnel turn. Who's going to win this battle? It looks like Siefke is going to get the dive bomb in there on the bottom line, but Jeff Hollingsworth going to keep it wound up as they come out of turn 3. What's up, Jordan? And Nate Siefke going to fall back. Here comes Michael Trevathan on the outside as well. Seems like the outside line has the momentum here. And Robert Dudley sliding on the track there in front of Will Glynn, as Dale Jr. would say. Slide job! And Pasky's going to come back as well. There he is. Not much room there. Has to back out of it. Going to slide up in front of his teammate. Here comes Will Glynn again to the inside of Paskwich, down into turn number 3. Close racing action here already as Robert Dudley now going to put David Bigger under pressure here and gets the position away. Great run by Robert Dudley there up into P4, and Paskwich going to have a go at Bigger as well. Looks like Bigger might have some damage here. There is David Bigger. Let's take a look. Not seeing any damage on the in and out 57, not really been any troubles for the 57, maybe just backing off to conserve his tyres, who knows, but the top 3 have started to get away. Oh, as Nate Siefke scrapes the wall coming out of 3, that's not going to help him. And Will Glynn hitting the wall as well, in the background there. Glynn going to fall backwards as Rob Jenkins gets around him now. Next up to pass him will be Mark Vega there into turn 1. Number 18 Toyota making his debut here tonight. Well, making his first start for a long, long time here tonight. His debut in the Cup Series. And back at the front, Jeff Hollingsworth has started to check out now. The gap is now from the second over Nate Siefke, who's got his mirrors almost full of Mike Trevathan. Michael Trevathan trying to close that gap, but not doing so right now. Might do. He seems to have got a better run there as David Bigger going to pull it towards pit road. Not falling, damn it. As he's got problems here. He's going to tow it back to his box there. Take a look and see what happened here. And He just pulled into pit road. Interesting. And he's left it in pit road there and he's out of the race, it seems. David Bigger, your first retirement here tonight, but Jeff Hollingsworth, no such problems for him. Stretching his legs out in the lead. Already 1.1 seconds ahead. Back to Rob Jenkins and Charlie Woods. They seem to be fighting out for the last 2 spots in the top 10. Rob Jenkins in 9th, Charlie Woods in 10th. Everybody just minding the P's and Q's, a few bumps and bangs here and there, but everybody seems to be settling down nicely. Michael Atkins Jr. putting Kevin Paskwich under pressure now. Paskwich is a man that loves this track. He's no stranger to race wins. He's never won in the Cup Series. Obviously, this is the inaugural full season of the Cup Series, so this replaced the Grand National Series as here comes Michael Atkins Jr. now. Big run on the inside and takes away that 5th spot from Paskwich. Here comes Ron Holyfield now. He's going to take the inside line and get around Paskwich as well. So Paskwich backing off a bit, probably to save a bit of tyres. Has not hit the wall. So no damage on that Palmetto Distillery number 27. Going to get another run to the inside of Ron Holyfield now as they go in towards the tunnel turn. Is he going to get the move done? Down on the apron there. Very aggressive move there by Paskwich. Gets the move done, and here comes Mark Jenkins into the picture now. He's already passed his brother up to P8 now and seems to be on the move still. He's already on the back of Holyfield, and Holyfield looks like he might be starting to crack under the pressure as they come out of turn 3. Mark Jenkins might have a bit of a run here. It looks like Nate Siefka's lost second place. He's fallen back into the clutches of Robert Dudley. And Dudley going to jump in to the inside of Siefka. And problems for Siefka already in this race. So, I don't know. People dropping back and people making their way forward. People dropping back, I'm guessing they might be saving the tyres, but we know Siefka has that damage from scraping the wall a couple of laps ago. And Dudley almost getting into the back there of Siefka as they go through turn 2. Robert Dudley having to back off there. They'll let Siefka get away a bit more, give him a bit more breathing room. Meanwhile, that's let Michael Atkins Jr. get in on the action. Holyfield still all over the back of Kevin Paskwich. 6, and we've got a battle between the Jenkins brothers here, between those two, P8 and P9. Remember the heartbreak they had back in Atlanta, I believe it was, coming to blows there after an uncharacteristic mistake by Mark Jenkins. Took both of them out, Boston 1st and 2nd. Hoping that doesn't happen again here tonight as they are 8th and 9th right now. Okay, nice little run going here. Everybody pretty spaced out and minding their P's and Q's so far. Rob Dudley has finally got around Nate Siefka. Siefka now under pressure from Michael Atkins Jr. And Ron Holyfield. Kevin Paskwich, and look at the battle down here. Michael Atkins Jr. going to try the outside pass on Siefka. Not going to make it work. He's going to try and cross him over coming out of the tunnel turn. Not going to make it work. Paskwich in trouble as well. He's under pressure from both of the Jenkins brothers here. Into turn 3. Rob Jenkins might get the move done here, but Mark Jenkins might have a bit of work to do as Mark Jenkins is maybe going to try and get a 2 for here as they come out of turn 3. All the action in the midfield here. And Kevin Pasky is doing ever so well to hold off both the Jenkins brothers, and Charlie Woods is now in this little battle. Back at the front, Jeff Hollingsworth and Michael Trevarthen starting to create a little battle of their own. They're getting bored of the action going on behind them. They want to fight themselves. Michael Akin's still trying to get around Nate Signey. He does have the line this time round going into turn 3. Turn 2, sorry. As they make their way towards turn 3 now. And hello to Miss MK who's joined us in the chat. Good to see you enjoying the broadcast here tonight at Pocono. And looks like everything's settled down a bit now. Kevin Pasky has fallen behind. Well, Jenkins now. Jenkins finally getting the move done on the 27 as we see side-by-side action behind them. Mark Jenkins and Charlie Woods having a battle there. Mark Vega not far behind them either. Hoping to pick up some spots here if he either of them make a mistake here as they come out of turn 2. No, they're just going to back off a bit there again. Pasquich still wants that spot back from Rob Jenkins though. All over the back of the 89 now is the 27. Let's carry on watching this battle between Mark Jenkins and Charlie Woods. Is Charlie Woods going to make his move into turn 1? He's certainly having a little look but doesn't go for it. Take a wider line going through that corner. That's probably going to give Mark Vega a bit back off. He's just waiting and seeing what's happening here. Ty Harris is back there in P12. Will Glynn is there as well. Johnny Antonucci, the last driver on the lead lap, and Hoot Baker a little bit in the mix there, but he is a lap down. And probably going to be disappointed with that. And look at the battle at the front. Michael Trevarthen has reeled in. Going to ride on board with Michael Trevarthen and Bashir. And Trevarthen has the lead now. There is Hollingsworth. That's nothing surprising. My mic is always about gone. Yeah, I'll take it out. Let's focus in a bit more on this battle between Hollingsworth and Trevarthen. Trevarthen has the lead now, as I already mentioned. So he's going to set sail. He's looking for his second win in a row. This is only his second race in the series, so Trevarthen really hitting the ground running here tonight. And some connection issues there for Mr. Ty Harris. We're not going to go back and see what the deal is there. This battle's still raging on. Kevin Pasky now has fallen back into the clutches of Mark Vega as they make their way through turn 3. Is Jenkins going to get a run? Here he is. He's going to come alongside, and here comes Charlie Woods as well. We're going to have 3 wide action here as they come across the line. Charlie Woods is sick of waiting. Going to stick to that bottom right there. Is he going to try and get a 2 for 1 sail? No. He is just going to put the move on Mark Jenkins here as they're both going to come back on Pasquich now as they come out of 1. they're gonna go through, surely not three wide through the tunnel turn. No, they thought it out, kinda. Mark Vega's backed off a bit there. You see him right there on the left-hand side of your screen. He did back off to over a second, but while those guys were battling it out, he's managed to close the gap to within a second now. So he's managing to make some gains there. He's going back further to the front, though. Still seeing this battle between Nate Siefke and Michael Atkins Jr. As we are going to go on board with Nate Siefke for a couple of laps. I'll be right back in a minute. This battle still raging on at the front here. That was Michael Atkins Jr. we were on board with, sorry, and Nate Siefke actually caught up to the back of Robert Dudley now. The gap's still close between Jeff Hollingsworth and Michael Trevathan. Let's go back and see what's going on there. Hollingsworth has not let Trevathan get away. And we should be closing in on green flag pit stops here very, very soon. They're already 30 laps on the stint. There or thereabouts. That's a battle right there. Ron Holyfield still on the back of Rob Jenkins there. Mark Jenkins is there too. Pasky, which has fallen way off the pace there. Fallen back. Mark Vega has gone back with them as well. And Mark Vega is actually going to bring a pit side here. In the back of your picture. The green flags pit stops might be underway here. Already had one set of pit stops from you guys, and Hoop Baker has been in pit road for over 4 minutes now, so problems for him in the 82. So Vega going to be in his pit box there. We're going to go back to the racing action in a minute, just see how long it takes, see what sort of tyres he takes, see how long he takes in his box there. He is down and away as here come the leaders now. There they are. Down the Long Pond Straight. Out of turn one, down the straight towards the tunnel turn as well. There is Mark Vega in the background now. Vega has lost a lap out of this, but the leaders still have to pit, so good. Maybe some good strategy there from Mark Vega. We'll see as the race continues, but Jeff Hollingsworth falling a bit back now. There is Robert Dudley, still got Nate Seifert all over the back of his car. Seifert scrapes the wall again. And is Michael Atkins Jr. going to try and take advantage of that? We don't know as they come through turn 3. As Seifert very close to the wall again. And Seifert actually might just get a run on Robert Dudley here as they come down the Long Pond Straight towards turn 1 again. Not going to be enough for the man in the number 2. Still right there, right on his rear bumper. Part of the battles at the back, further back though. Starting to fizzle out as Ron Holyfield is now falling behind Mark Jenkins. And this is actually your main battle right now between these two. This is your battle for the final spot on the podium. There's still a lot of racing left to go here at Pocono. Seifert getting very close to that wall again. And the top 5 are 34 laps on their tyres right now. They have all not stopped yet. As here comes Seifert now. Is he going to get the move done into turn 1? They're side by side as they come through the corner now on the exit. They're still side by side. And Robert Dudley, we've seen in the past, he's no slouch. We're going to try again as they come towards turn 3. Not got the room this time round. And Robert Dudley lives to fight another day. Still no pit stops from anybody else as we've got one stopped on the bottom. That's going to bring out caution number 2 here at Pocono, and Ron Holyfield is the man that brings out the caution. And that's why we're going to go back to it again. Gets a bit of that apron and he's going to hit the wall coming out of turn 2 into the inside wall. Just exactly the same as what happened to Hoop Baker earlier on in the race. And that is the position here at Pocono. Unfortunate there for the man in the 1. And that has breathed a sigh of relief for Mr. Trevarthen and Mr. Hollingsworth. Mark Vega, he's only got 3 laps on his tyres, so he will get the lucky dog this time round. And he might just be able to stay out the lead of this thing. He'll get the EOL putting him to the back of the field, so he may as well take a pit stop anyway, get the fresh tyres and the fuel. And while they do all that, we are going to step away for another quick commercial break. We'll be right back as we bring you some more words from our sponsors, iRacing, iFlag.
Boy, these iRacing iFlag cars are fast tonight.
You know, Todd, I guarantee you, Brown, Leonardi, Weaver, Capert, and Pena are all using their products on their sponsor tonight to give them the upper hand over the competition.
Well, how can I get fast like those guys?
Well, that's easy, Todd. You gotta head over to iRacingIFlag.com.
are back here at Pocono. Lights are off on the pace car. We are about to get them going on lap 39 of one. Halfway, and Michael Javarthan going to lead them back to green here. And we're back underway here at the Tricky Triangle. And nobody able to challenge Javarthan already. Mark Jenkins up to second place there, but he's going to be in trouble. Jenkins and Robert Dudley to the outside as well. And it looks like Dudley's going to win this little battle here, and Dudley does win this little battle. You're wondering where Jeff Hollingsworth is. He's back there in P7, already in the mix of things as he's onto the back of Kevin Patrick already. Nate Seeker is back there as well, just passing Tyrone Harris. Try and get things figured out here. We are going to go back into the pack here, and we're going to have a bit of cranking up action. How about that? Let's crank it up here for the first time on it. Turn 3, everybody's shuffling there behind. Michael Javarthan has actually managed to pull away now. Robert Dudley was in second and actually challenging for the lead at one point now. Mark Jenkins to his outside. Is he going to try and challenge for that lead, that second place back? He is. Robert Dudley got a nose out in front as they come out of turn 1. And got one coming out of pit road. That is Hoot Baker after recovering from another crash, it seems. He's got more damage on that car. But Robert Dudley still trying to hold on to second place there. Mark Jenkins going to cut his nose off there. As we go one around, that's Jeff Hollingsworth into the wall hard. That's going to bring out caution number 3 here. Big damage on the front end of that number 42. Let's take another look and see what happened here. And it was going to be interesting to see what happened here as they were all bunched together, and it looked like Rob Jenkins got into the side of the 42 here. And we're going to take a look and see exactly what happened here. See them all bunched together. Going into turn 2. Another bit of netcode I saw there. As they would say in a previous league that I used to be in, inevitable contact maybe? Who knows, but that's definitely going to put Hollingsworth on the back foot now as this race progresses. He's going to be put to the back of the field. And he's going to have a hefty repair bill if he just decides not to take his fast repair. And that is not the way Jeff Hollingsworth's race wanted to go. Had a chance going into tonight to take the points lead from Stephen Parks, who was not able to make the race due to technical issues, as he pointed out in the live chat before just as the broadcast was beginning. And one man that's not happy to see this caution come out is that man right there in the 31, Mr. Marcus Farthing. He is going to bring a pit side now, and he's going to bring the whole field with him, apart from Mark Vega, it seems. Boot Baker and Johnny Antonucci all going to stay out as well. Mark Vega is going to stay out and get a bonus point for leading a lap here. So very interesting there for the man in 18. Focusing on the guys. Top thingy up. Put the pit boxes. There goes the pole sitter into his box right now. He does take the fast repair, so interesting there for Hollingsworth as we've got people flying out of pit road already. And it looks like Mark Jenkins is going to win the race off pit road, and he is. Pasky off pit road in third as well. Hollingsworth still on pit road as well. So interesting there, but looks like Kevin Pasky was the third driver off pit road. So good pit stop for him. I wonder if he overtook Tino. Oh, he just had a better pit stop. So good for him. Took 4 tyres. Trevathan beaten off pit road by Mark Jenkins. Pete Jenkins there in third place, but your leader overall is Mark Vega, and his first race in the Cup Series. He's got Johnny Antonucci right behind him. He's not pit yet in this race, and I believe he's going to now. Yes, he is. He's going to follow Vega into pit road, so that's going to hand the lead of the race over to Mark Jenkins now. I'm scared to speak to anybody because the last one I spoke to is now 16 laps down. So don't want to jinx the next poor person that I bring into the booth. I want to speak to Kevin Pasky, but I don't know which one is Kevin Pasky. Is it Willie or Willie G? Oh. Oh, I'm going to drag him into the booth anyway, just to the safe side. Focusing on Mr. Pasky. And we're going to do some gyro cap. And we're going to put his name up there for good measure. Let's do that. Drag him up to and Sam up in the booth here. Is this Kevin Pasky or is it Willie?
This is Kevin.
Oh, thank God I've picked the right one. Kevin Pasky, third placer in the field here. Fantastic pit stop there. A pretty interesting race you've had so far.
Yeah, I'm actually really disappointed. Normally I'm much better here at Pocono, especially in the cars and the trucks, but just haven't been able to get a feel for it. Don't know what it is about this setup or the conditions, but it's just really hard for me to get a hand on it. But luckily the digital pit crew, apparently they had quite a bit of coffee this morning because they're keeping me alive on pit road.
I added I added some steroids to the coffee this morning.
Okay, that'll do it.
So yeah, they really did the wonders here tonight and really got you out there in third place. What do you think you can do from here? Do you feel like you're gonna find some more confidence in the car between now and the end of the race?
I hope so. It's, you know, a long race. We're not even halfway yet, so still a couple laps to halfway. See how the track pans out. See how the weather changes, and might be able to hang up here and have something at the end. But up until then, just gonna try and keep it in one piece and keep it clean.
Okay, KP. Well, number 27 in the Palmetto Distilleries, number 27. Good luck for the rest of the race, and we'll hopefully speak to you afterwards.
All right, thank you.
As that was Mr. Kevin Pasky, which lights are off on the pace car as they have just come out of the tunnel turn. Let's go to the TV cam. And let's take off there. There we go. And we are ready and set to go again here at Pocono. So Mark Jenkins opting for the outside line here for this restart, and can't really blame him. He's got support up there in his brother Rob Jenkins. As they come out of turn 3, we are set to get going again, and we are green once again here at Pocono. And who is going to take the lead going into this first corner now? And I'm not even live. I'm live. Oh, Jenkins has fallen back. What happened to... Oh, there he is. He fell back on the restart. What happened there? Let's take another look at the restart here. Big wheel spin on the restart for Mark Jenkins. He just fell through the field like a stone and took the outside line with him. Can he claw his way back up there? Kevin Pasky still in third place here. Showing in second place now. As he's side by side with Michael Travath, and Nate Seif there has the lead now after capitalising on the bad restart. Jeff Hollingsworth into the wall, Mark Vega into the wall, Mark Jenkins, who we just spoke about on that restart, he is in the wall as well. Big jump there on the outside and into the pit road. Let's take a look and see what happened. It looked like it's a synchronized incident there. Mark Jenkins, I believe, just washed up into the wall. As did Robert Dudley. Dudley getting away with it though. Mark Vega getting into his own incident now. Let's take another look and see what happened to him. And it won't show me. Great. Have a look at a fast chase cam, and oh, it was Willie Glynn he got into it with and hit the wall hard, and he was probably not going to be a happy camper behind the wheel of that number 18 Dr. Pepper machine. Jeff Hollingsworth I believe he must have got collected in that incident. You see it right there. Mark Jenkins just slamming the outside wall, and it was his own teammate Robert Dudley that caught on the side of him. And Jeff Hollingsworth's going to have a very damaged car. Now, already burned his fast repair. Now he's going to rely on possibly the misgivings of others to try and make his way back up there. Mark Jenkins restarted in the lead and now finds himself almost a lap down now after having to tow, and he is up and running again. And we've got some takers down pit road as well. Not surprisingly, most of the guys that were involved in that incident, Michael Atkins Jr. wasn't involved. He'll be down as Charlie Woods is there, Johnny Antonucci's there, Hoot Baker's back. Jeff Hollingsworth is back in pit road as well, probably to get some more of that damage fixed on that 42. As here comes Michael Atkins Jr. Will Glynn is back out, and Robert Dudley sideways out of his pit box, but that's not going to deter him. As here comes Mark Vega there, so it's Charlie Woods, Hoot Baker and Johnny Antonucci back out as Jeff Hollingsworth is out of the car. possibly to go and look at some replays. It's Tyrone Harris is in pit road as well. So back up at the front, Nate Siefke is your leader. Michael Javarthan is in second. Evan Paskwich in third, still holding on to that third after the restart. The horrible restart that Mark Jenkins had. Was in the best position possible in that third spot. Ron Harleyfield, after the troubles he's had tonight, he's still in P4. Rob Jenkins is in P5. Michael Atkins Jr. is in P6. Will Glynn up to 7th despite that incident. He's got Robert Dudley right behind him. There's Charlie Woods. Mark Vega, despite having that crash there, he is in P10. Johnny Antonucci is there too in P11. Mark Jenkins is back out of pit road. He is in P12. Jeff Hollingsworth is back out on track as well, albeit with a severely damaged car. He's in P13. Ty Harris is back out of pit road as well. Not having the best of nights here tonight as 16 laps down. So we've got Rob Jenkins in pit road as well as Mark Jenkins. Jeff Hollingsworth is back in as well. Pit farming that number 42. Rob Jenkins just getting the top up of fuel and some new Mr. Feelgoods. And Jeff Hollingsworth's going to get some more of that damage repaired. There goes Ty Harris at a very slow speed around the past pit road. Mark Jenkins probably getting some damage fixed as well. He is going to probably burn his fast repair later in the race. So Jeff Hollingsworth now finally leaves pit road. As Nate Siefke and the guys behind him, they make their way through turn 2 now. So won't be long before Jeff Hollingsworth and Mark Jenkins catch up to the pack. And we will be going halfway at this at the line here. Question off, will the lights go off this time, by? I'm guessing they might be because the guys are lining up as if they're about to. As Rob Jenkins is. And the lights are off on the pace car this time, by, so we will be going back on to the green flag laps on lap 52 of 100 here. So we are officially halfway in this race, and with that we can take a look at your top 10 here on the track, as if I could find the damn thing. Nate Siefke is your leader, Michael Javarthan in second, Ken Paskwich in third, Ron Holyfield in fourth, Will Glynn in fifth, sixth is Robert Dudley, seventh is Mark Vega, 8th is Charlie Woods, 9th is Johnny Antonucci, and 10th, I believe it says Tyler and Harris, but I believe it might be Michael Atkins Jr., and it is. People say they hate it when they're right, but I know. Gives a man a sense of achievement, if that makes any sense. Yeah, he's had problems with those pedals before, Judy, so that wouldn't surprise me either. Shame. It is very easy to wash up to the outside of turn 3, so that wouldn't surprise me either. It can happen to anybody, even the best. So it's just in anybody's thing. But anyway, we're about to go green again. The pace car is off. The field is in the hands of Nate Seifker. We're underway again. And it looks like Kevin Pasky's going to have a better restart on that inside. To the inside of Michael Trevarthen now as they head down towards turn 1. And Will Glynn going to follow him through there. We're going to have Pasky and Will Glynn up into second and third. No, Pasky's going to take the position. Now, great restart from him as well. Glynn going to get the line going into the tunnel turn now. Can he hold his nerve? He can. And he moves up to third place. So Will Glynn now in the top 3 there. Trevarthen falling back slightly. And down the long pond straight they come again. Complete another lap. We are on lap 53 of 100 now. Can he hold on to that third place, because we know Mike Trevarthen has got some great long run speed, so can he hold on to it? We're a bit further back, we've got Charlie Woods there under pressure from Jeff Hollingsworth, as they are going to try and put a pass on Mark Vega as well. Vega got to defend very nicely there, well executed defensive move there from Vega. That was a very big mouthful. That's what she said. Anyway, as they come through turn number 3, got some action all over the track. We've got Rob Jenkins trying to make his way forward as well with Mark Jenkins. And it looks like Rob Jenkins is going to try and put a move. Here comes Ty Harris to try and defend from Rob Jenkins. He saw him out there. And into turn 1. Mark Jenkins going to get the run on the outside. Is Rob Jenkins going to follow him through? We don't know. Can he successfully complete the passes to come down the backstretch here? And they're going to get it done. Ty Harris falls back behind Johnny Antonucci as well. So Ty Harris not getting any better as Nate Seifker in the wars as well. He's fallen backwards. I'm not sure what's happened there to him. Let's go back and see if we can find out. He was in the lead there. Pasky putting the move on in there. And Pasky passing below the yellow line. That might get looked at later, but Seifker falling backwards and losing a lot of momentum. Trevarthen getting by, Holyfield getting by. And Trevarthen now has the lead from Pasky, or does he? And no, Pasky is going to hold on to the lead, but there was that pass below the yellow line. Is that going to get looked at? Is that going to get penalised? More to the point, we don't. All I know is that Pasky now has the lead. Trevarthen up to second, Holyfield up to third. Will Glynn has fallen all the way back to P6 and is still under pressure there. Here comes Robert Dudley. And he's going to try and get back around Robert Dudley as Glynn almost gets into the wall. Mark Vega's right there as well, so he's going to try the outside pass on Dudley as well. Charlie Woods is there too. Jeff Hollingsworth is not got the pace right now. He is being tailgated right now by Michael Atkins Jr. As here comes Trevarthen again to the inside of Pasky as they go through the tunnel turn. I've got 2 off. That's Robert Dudley and Mark Vega. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Oh, okay. Now we're going to go to a far chase cam just to get a bit of clarification here as to what exactly happened here. They came out of turn 1 towards the tunnel turn. And it looked like Robert Dudley just didn't realise he wasn't clear and came down on Mark Vega. Vega's having a baptism of fire here. Take another look at that. Baker gets a run on him coming towards the tunnel turn. Dudley, either that was a bobble or a bad connection or something, or it was a case of Robert Dudley not noticing he was clear. We don't exactly know the situation behind the wheel of the 42, but the 49 actually, but that was a pretty serious incident between himself and the 18. The 18 probably going to put it on the hauler at this point. He's already burned his fast repair. Well, while we're under caution, the 31 of Michael Trevathan is your leader. Kevin Paswich in second, Ron Hollywood in third, Nate Seeker in fourth, and Will Glenn rounds out your top five. We're going to step away for another commercial break. We'll be right back. And provided we don't have any technical issues, we will be right back very soon. Don't go anywhere.
Green flag. Everybody.
Going to be a wreck behind you. Going to be a wreck behind you.
So I don't know what to do.
Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence.
Are they flagging it?
Flag, white flag. Clear. Click.
Man, this is it. Check a flag.
And we are back out here live at Pocono. We are about to get them going once again. The last call should be brought. An incident between Robert Dudley and Mark Vega. Vega is out of this race, unfortunately, so his night is over. But Michael Trevathan is going to bring us back to the green here. He's opted for the inside line this time. He knows that's where he can get the faster restarts, and Kevin Pasky is trying to be relegated to the outside line. And he's going to have Nate Siefka and Jeff Hollingsworth right behind him as the pace car peels off. And Michael Trevathan gets us going again. We're back under green here at Pocono with 40 laps to go here. And who's going to take the initiative going into turn one? It is going to be Michael Trevathan. Here comes Ron Holyfield to the inside now. And position back off him. He is going to drop to the bottom line now. I'm going to go to the below the yellow line again. I'm not sure if that is illegal. I'm not sure. I'll have to check with that. Nate Siefka now going to challenge to the inside of Paskowicz. Going to use all the track. Almost contact between Paskowicz and Siefka. Paskowicz had to back out of it. Almost lost the car underneath him. As Hollingsworth's going to move up to third place now. Michael Atkins Jr. going to be the next man to put Paskowicz under pressure here as to go into turn one. Siefka really muscling his way up to second place. Paskowicz is not going to like that one bit. Atkins Jr. still side by side with Paskowicz now as they go into the tunnel turn. Jenkins right there as well. He's made his way back up to sixth place very nicely as he's ahead of Ron Holyfield, who had that good restart and faded back a bit now back to 57. Mark Jenkins is right there as well as they're doing the snake down the Long Pond straight. Everybody ducking and diving, bobbing and weaving as we are getting closer to the climax of this race. Nate Siefka right on the tail now of Michael Trevathan as they come out of turn one. Seen some really interesting battles starting here as Rob Jenkins and Michael Atkins Jr. are going to battle it out there for fourth place as Atkins Jr. does get around Paskowicz. Paskowicz going to get taken by Rob Jenkins. Jenkins gets into the back of Paskowicz and unsettles the car a little bit. Manages to save it. Good save by Paskowicz as they come down the back straight to the start-finish straight again as looks like Mark Jenkins might have gone into the wall there on the exit of turn 3. Will Glynn has fallen all the way back to P10. By Harris right there. Mark Jenkins after hitting the wall there really not having the best race now since he had that crash earlier on. Really looking after that car now. Robert Dudley after his collision with Mark Vega back up to P9 now is chasing down Charlie Woods. We're seeing Ron Holyfield and Kevin Pasky side by side now for the sixth spot, and Pasky's going to fall back again. They're almost contact again between the two. Pasky's just in the walls right now. Everybody muscling their way by him as everybody's taking very aggressive lines down the Long Pond straight there as Nate Siefka now has the lead. Jeff Hollingsworth doing the snake with him down towards turn 1. Taking the leaf out of Rick Ravon's look by the sounds of it. But just for tonight's benefit, we're going to call it the Siefka snake. The tunnel turn to go. It looks like Siefka's starting to stretch his leg now. Michael Trevathan falling back as Michael Atkins Jr. and Jeff Hollingsworth are going to be side by side for third place here. Question is, does Hollingsworth have the straight line speed to hold on to that third place? He's going to duck to the inside there. Atkins Jr. going to stay to the outside. Hollingsworth just manages to stay ahead. As here comes Rob Jenkins to the inside of Michael Atkins Jr. Going to take away that fourth spot. Now is he going to work on the back of Jeff Hollingsworth as they come out of turn one? As Pasky gets passed by Charlie Woods now. Rob Jenkins and Michael Atkins Jr. There's a big slide from Michael Atkins Jr. That's going to cross over Rob Jenkins to the inside, and Rob Jenkins going to move up into fourth spot now. And a bit of a critical mistake there by Atkins Jr. to lose that spot. Can he get the run he needs off of turn 3 to try and get back around him? No, he cannot. As back at the front you see Nate Seeker still doing the Seeker Snake down the long pond straight, but Travassen's still there right with him. As Travassen's going to get the big run on the inside going towards the tunnel turn. They are side by side as they go into turn 2. And Travassen's going to get the better drive, or is he? Actually, they're still side by side as they come out of the tunnel turn. So great driving for both of these two to make it through there side by side. Can they do the same through turn 3? That's where the biggest pushes are happening. Tifka going to have the much better speed for the first part of turn 3. I'm not going to make it work as we've got another caution out here. Kevin Paskowicz involved this time. And let's see what happened to him. As he pounds the outside wall out of turn 2 and hits the wall hard on the inside of the straight there. Not going to be a happy camper in that number 27. Unfortunately got absolutely bullied back to the position he was in when the crash happened. Unfortunately, he's going to have to burn that fast repair now as he brings it pit side now. And takes the fast repair. Going to take for Mr. Feelgood and get them going again. Michael Travathan did come to, was the leader when the caution came out, so he will be the leader when the green starts again. So lap 68 of 100. Michael Travathan has led the most laps here tonight with 30. Nate Seeker in second. Jeff Hollingsworth just holding on to third place ahead of Rob Jenkins and Michael Atkins Jr. They were really putting Hollingsworth under pressure there for that third spot. Ron Holyfield in 6th there, Charlie Wood in 7th, Rob Dudley 8th. 9th is Will Glynn, and in the top 10 is Tyrone Harris. He's been pretty anonymous in this race, it has to be said. They're all going to bring a pit side. That it probably won't give Paskwich the lead because probably came in pit road while it was closed, so that might give him an EOL penalty. We don't know as yet. We'll find out when he comes back round. Paskwich is actually going to bring it back down pit road and get a top up of fuel. Now, interested enough, who's going to win the race off pit road here? It's going to be Michael Travathan here with Nate Seeker out of pit road in second. Rob Jenkins going to cross the line for third. And Michael Atkins Jr. for fourth. So Jeff Hollingsworth losing 3 spots in that pit stop. Donny Antonucci stayed out, so he's going to get a lap lead here if he doesn't decide to bring it down. He's got 11 laps on his tyres, so he's okay. See in a minute whether he does get that lap lead. if he will indeed bring it to pit side and get some new fuel and tyres and be on the same strategy as everybody else. We are less than 30 to go actually. We're on lap 69 of 100. We should go back to green either with 30 laps to go or 29 laps to go, so make sure you stay tuned for these last 30 laps. They are going to be absolutely off the chain. And Antonucci is going to bring a pit side. The lead being held by Michael Trevathan. Ty Harris just coming out of pit road there. He's dropped back to P13. That's promoted Kevin Pasky back up to the top 10 that you've seen there at the bottom of your screen, just ahead of Hoot Baker. Hoot Baker was the first driver laps down, so he is now 15 laps down rather than the 16 he was before. Michael Trevathan is your leader there. Nate Seeker in second. Can Nate Seeker get a better run this time round? He was having one hell of a battle with Trevathan before the caution came out. Rob Jenkins, don't count him out. He's in third place. He has won a race for Pasky's already this season, but that was in the trucks at Atlanta, I believe, or Atlanta, Michigan. Michael Atkins Jr. Still looking for his first race win with this series. He's back there in P4. Jeff Hollinsworth obviously is a multiple race winner in this league. He is back in P5 with Ron Holyfield in P6. Watch for the drivers near the back. Kevin Pasky there. He's going to be trying to make his way through the field. Mark Jenkins is back out of pit road. Almost lost the lap there, but he is back out on track again. He is still on the lead lap. And we are 30 laps to go. And it looks as though the lights might be off on the pace car, and they are. So we will be going back to green with 29 laps to go here at Pocono. And what can Nate Seeker do here? He's got the outside line on the restart. We know that's not the favourable line on the green flag, but we've seen people do perform miracles on restarts before. Nate Seeker is one of those people capable of doing so. Tunnel turn again. As you can see, the old Mustang in front of the new Mustang. The old Mustang being the pace car. The Mustang being the one that's out on track right now. As they come through turn 3 now, the pace car will make that hard left turn into pit road. We're going to have 29 laps to go here in this race. And who's going to take it here? There goes the pace car. And there goes the field. Who is going to get the better restart? Bit of wheel spin there for Nate Seeker. And that's going to let Trevathan get away. Rob Jenkins going to hold on to third place, it seems. But Michael Atkins Jr. is still holding strong there in P4. He's going to take a look on the inside of Nate Seeker now. as they are going to resume battle there for that second spot. Here comes Rob Jenkins to the inside of Sifka towards the tunnel turn now. Almost contact between the two and the 89, but no harm, no foul there as they come towards turn 3 now. Still side by side. And a bit of a slide up there from Rob Jenkins, managing to keep it off the door off Sifka. So great driving there by Rob Jenkins. Gravath going to do the snake down the pit, down the long pond straight now. I believe for the second time. Oh no! Jeff Hollingsworth in trouble! And he's around. That's going to bring out another caution here tonight. Jeff Hollingsworth tonight getting from bad to worse here. And just touches that apron going through turn 1. Did not save the car. It was enough to hit the wall hard. Very unfortunate there for the man in the 42. And still not blown the engine, so he's managed to keep it going, but that front end damage on this high speed track is really going to hurt him. Fortunately, more pit farming from Mr. Hollingsworth as he makes his way out of turn 3. He's going to wait for the pit lane to open before he can bring it pit side as Michael Javarthan catches the pace car. Nate seems to hold on to second, but only just there. Rob Jenkins in third, Michael Atkins Jr. in fourth. Ron Hollyfield in fifth, Charlie Woods in sixth, seventh is Robert Dudley, eighth is Willie Glynn, ninth is Mark Jenkins, and rounding out your top 10 is Tyrone Harris. Kevin Pasquich, actually Pasquich is in 11th, so he's in 11th, Johnny Antonucci in 12th. Jeff Hollingsworth in 13th with that damage on the front of his car. Duke Baker, the only driver still in the slaps down, he will get another lucky dog here. And will then be 14 laps down. Mark Vega and David Bigger, the only two drivers that have put it on the hauler so far tonight. David Bigger, not sure why he put it on the hauler, but on the hauler regardless. Another commercial break here on ESPN. We'll be right back in just a moment. So, lap 77 of 100. We are back here for more racing action, as I promised. And Michael Travath is still leading this thing as we are about to go back to green here at the awesome and classic Pocono. Oval. Not even an oval, it's a triangle. Anyway. Yeah, that's it. So out of turn 3 they come. Can see if we can get a better restart. Got a lot of wheel spin last time around. But to get a better restart this time as we are about to go back to green. There goes the pace car and we're back underway again. Better restart by Sifka this time round. Can he do something about it as Holyfield is going to follow him there into third place. Michael Atkins Jr. is in P4. Almost getting into it there with Ron Holyfield and going to muscle his way up to third place. Very good move there as it looks like Nate Seeker might have crossed over Michael Travath there. As we've got a big wreck in the background and another caution is going to come out there as that is Will Glynn. And it looks like Kevin Pasky involved as well. Yes, it was. We're going to take a look there. It was Mark Jenkins that started it. And Will Glenn getting into contact with his own brother there. That is, yeah. Mark Jenkins with a big bolt there from turn 1. Oh, that is a big hit there for Will Glenn, though. And guess what? I hope you got your vomit bags ready, or you haven't eaten. You've already digested your stuff because we're going to go on board with Will Glenn. Yeah, and that's what it looked like from the cockpit of Will Glenn's car. He wins. They've all caught the pace car again. We are back under caution here. Michael Travath, he's already got much older tyres than everybody else. And I will be right back. I've been watching pit stops from Michael Travath and Johnny Antonucci and Jeff Hollingsworth. And we're back under green here at Pocono. Michael Travath getting off to a decent start there after falling back from the field due to the pit stop. But Nate Siefka picking the outside line on the restart there. We saw that while I was away. Able to still get a decent restart, and Ron Holyfield up to second place now after getting a much better restart as well. And Michael Atkins Jr. falling back to third, Robert Dudley back up to fourth place. Charlie Woods into fifth just behind his teammate. Mark Jenkins is right there. And Michael Travath looks like he's trying to make his way through the field there, but not making it work yet, so has to pick his way through the traffic here as Ron Holyfield starting to fall back now. Michael Atkins Jr. He's got Robert Dudley right up his rear bumper right now as we've got one going into pit road. That will be Tyrone Harris. We see the really damaged car of Jeff Hollingsworth in the background there just ahead of Hoot Baker. Half a second up the road from one Mr. Michael Atkins Jr. Ron Holyfield still holding on to third, but just about, because there is Robert Dudley. Quite a bit of damage. Rather now up to P6 now as he moves to the inside of Charlie Wood. Big problems there for Rob Jenkins. Got a bit out of shape coming out of turn 2. Managed to save it, which is surprising considering the troubles that the others have been through so far tonight. Not such a bad recovery there as they're coming up on laps to go here at Pocono. Where are we? No, 16 laps to go, that's the one. I can speak, I promise. Michael Atkins Jr. under pressure now from Ron Holyfield. He's rediscovered some speed in that car, and now Robert Dudley under pressure from Michael Travath, and remember he is on the freshest tyres out of everybody. Gonna slide it to the inside of Robert Dudley through. That easily. And you can kind of guess it won't be long before he gets up to the back of the two in front of him. That'll be Holyfield and Atkins Jr. Kevin Pasky is out of this race. He's already put it on the hauler. And Nate Siefka still holding on to the lead. But look at Michael Travath now is close. Holyfield. Robert Dudley's fallen away now. It's fallen into the clutches of Charlie Woods and Rob Jenkins. Rob Jenkins though going to put a move on Charlie Woods going into the tunnel turn. Exits the tunnel turn. Great passing move there by the 89. No such problems for him as he moves his way up to P6 now. Mark Jenkins just back there in P8. Johnny Antonucci and Jeff Hollingsworth doing very well to hold on to P10 with such a damaged car. But Nate Siefka still holding on to the lead here as he's lost a lot of momentum there. What has happened to the number 2 there? We're going to take a look here. Had a pretty decent lead going into turn 3. I'm guessing he's going to slide up. Is he going to slide up? No problem there. Had to back right out of it though. That's like Michael Atkins has already dispatched Ron Holyfield and now working on the back of Atkins Jr. Holyfield himself has dropped back to 4th, and all 4 of them are actually gapping 5th place Robert Dudley now. They're over nearly almost 2 seconds ahead now. And with 14 laps to go, we're coming to could be down to one of these 4 to bring home the win here as Holyfield looks like he's getting a bit out of shape there in the background through turn 3. As Atkins Jr. going to try and fight to the outside there, try and take that 1st place away. That's going to invite Travath though to the inside. Is Atkins Jr. going to defend? We're going to be having 3 wide action here for the lead. Michael Travath, is he going to try it back out of it, or is he going to go through with it? He's going to go through with it. We're going to have 3 wide action going in towards the tunnel turn. Siefka to Michael Atkins Jr. here as they come out of turn 2. Rather than having to back out of it as well. Now what can Steve do to try and get that position back? You see, Atkins Jr. using all of the track there to defend his lead right now. Now here comes Trevathan again. Now going to work to the inside of Sivka. Sivka just gives it up. He's back to third place now. Michael Atkins Jr. going to do everything he can to try and hold on to that lead now because he knows that Trevathan has got the faster tyres behind him. That's letting Ron Holyfield close back up as well. At the back there, Robert Dudley under pressure from Rob Jenkins now. Jenkins going to just dive into the inside there of the 49. Takes away that fifth spot. Michael Trevathan though still putting Michael Atkins Jr. under a lot of pressure here. Through turn one, is he going to get the run he needs on the exit of the corner? He certainly is. Is he going to capitalise on it? He might do, and he is. Going to dive into the inside of the 48, but the 48 going to battle on the outside, get a lot better traction. And still going to hold on to the lead. That's going to invite Nate Sivka back in on this battle as well. As we are coming to 10 to go at the line. Gloves are off at this point. Who is going to claim the win here at Pocono? You've got to think that Michael Trevathan might be the favourite here with those fresher tyres, but the longer he stays stuck behind Michael Atkins Jr., the more those tyres are going to wear off, and the more it's going to work back in the favour of maybe Michael Atkins Jr. and maybe Nate Sivka, maybe even Ron Holyfield if he can stay with them. Let's not forget Rob Jenkins is also on fresher tyres, only 2 lap fresher tyres, but as Sivka gets very close to the wall coming out of turn 2. Sivka and Holyfield falling off the back of Michael Trevathan. Trevathan might be laying in wait here. He's got to make a move in very soon with 9 laps to go here at Pocono. And he's going to make the move now into turn 1. Dives it in there. And Trevathan got the move. Is he going to get it done in the exit? Yes, he is. Now, Michael Trevathan got the lead away, but Michael Atkins Jr. again going to get better traction on the exit of the corner. Is he going to hold on to the lead as they make their way into the tunnel turn? You've got to think Trevathan's going to have the better traction here going through turn 2. He's not, as Atkins Jr. going to get a better run as well again out of turn 2 and still managing to hold on. Great defensive moves there by man in the 48. Rob Jenkins now up to third place now after capitalising on another mistake there by Nate Sivka and Ron Holyfield. What is Trevathan going to do to try and get around the 48? We don't know. He's fallen a bit back. He's going to regroup for another shot here. Out of turn 1 towards the tunnel turn again. Going to wind it up now. Going to try and get a much bigger run here going towards the tunnel turn. Is he going to try and dive it in? No, a bit too far back this time by. And big hit there for Nate Sivka. Sivka's going to go around into the wall. That is going to bring out another caution here. And a breath of fresh air for Michael Atkins Jr. He needed that caution and he got it. I'm going to assume they're going to bring it down for one last pit stop there. Nate Sivka not going to be happy hitting that wall. He's been threading it all night though. Let's take another look and see what happened here. Coming through the tunnel turn that has been Calamity Corner all night. He did drift up wide, hit that outside wall, and he was held around again by Ron Holyfield. Holyfield nowhere to go pretty much, as Sika into the wall and has had to tow it, it looks like. And he has, Nate Sika has actually put it on the hauler, so Nate Sika is out of this event. So Sivka is out. Michael Atkins Jr. again needed that caution, very much so. Gonna have a shootout for the checkered flag here at Pocono, and Mr. Retirements are as follows. Nate Sivka just retired, put it on the hauler there. Will Glynn is out of this race. Kevin Pasky is out, Mark Vega is out, and David Bigger is also out. Sizable list of retirements. We've still got two outside. We've still got two other down, and Hoot Baker is 13 laps down, as they're all going to bring it down apart from Hoot Baker and Ty Harris. So those two are going to stay out and get a lap back, it seems. So we're going to go to the pit cam and see who is going to win the race off pit road for the final time here tonight. And you got to think Michael Atkins Jr. will want to win that race off pit road if he wants to have a chance of winning this race here tonight. But because it's bunched everybody back up again, it's anybody's game now. Who's going to gamble on two tyres? Here comes Michael Atkins Jr. Is he going to win the race off pit road? It's looking likely that he will. Look at Rob Jenkins now. Rob Jenkins, 3 wide out of pit road. It looks like Rob Jenkins might have won the race off pit road there. And it looks like he has. Rob Jenkins is now your leader. I will take another look at that on the replay. I'm going to take a look at it right. You see Rob Jenkins just getting that repair, well, getting the last bits of the stop done. Look at the big run he gets on the exit of pit road though, just gets the nose out in front of Michael Atkins Jr. We're going to take a look on the rear chase cam, and we're going to take another look at that. And if I can... That's how close it was coming out of pit road. Just the tiniest of noses in front. Rob Jenkins wins race off pit road. So, Jenkins will be a leader going to the green here tonight with 5 laps to go, and we won't have green white checkers here. If we do go to another caution, it will go to green white checkers, but not for this moment. The lights should go off this time by. So we'll be going back to green with 3 laps to go, so not quite a green white checker. Be a green white checkered. And before we do that, we're just going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the finale of this race. You do not want to go anywhere. You do not want to miss this. Just stay tuned. We'll have the finale in just a couple of seconds.
Boy, these iRacing iFlag cars are fast tonight.
You know, Todd, I guarantee you, Brown, Leonardi, Weaver, Capert, and Pena are all using the products from their sponsor tonight to give them the upper hand over the competition.
Well, how can I get fast like those guys?
Well, that's easy, Todd. You gotta head over to iRacingIFlag.com.
Welcome back to Pocono. We are lights are off here at the Tricky Triangle. That was our final commercial break. We are here till the end now. There's someone relieved about that because we've had quite a few commercial breaks here tonight. Stand back, Gordon. So Rob Jenkins opting for the outside line. Michael Atkins Jr. opting for the inside line. So Ron Holyfield is back there in P4, but watch for Michael Trevathan. You know he would love to get a second win on the bounce here tonight, but not going to be easy. He's been like a man on a mission. As they come out of turn 3, the field going to be in control of Rob Jenkins. Can he hold on and bring home the win here? Now we're back on the green here. Hopefully for the final time here tonight as they come down across the line. A great restart there by Rob Jenkins, but the field will catch him going towards turn 1. A great push by Michael Trevathan down there towards turn 1. Is he going to make the move on Michael Atkins Jr.? We don't know as yet. And no, Michael Atkins Jr. going to get a better run coming out of turn 1. Is he going to try and make the move on Rob Jenkins? He opts for the outside line now. Is he going to get the better run going towards the tunnel turn? We don't know as yet. They're going to be side by side going through the corner right now. No drama there as they don't come into contact right there. But as they come into turn 3, they're going to be side by side again. Rob Jenkins going to get the better traction through that corner. And look at Trevathan there. He's going to try and get a run on Michael Atkins Jr. as they come out of this corner now. We're going to have the popsicle sticks out this time by 2 laps to go. And it's going to be between these 3 drivers for the win here. Almost contact between Trevathan and Michael Atkins Jr. They're almost 3 wide as they go into turn 1. Fantastic driving between these 3. Rob Jenkins doing everything he can to hold the 31 and the 48 behind him. This is Ford versus Chevrolet. We get Ford versus Ferrari. We've got Ford versus Chevrolet right here. Now they're going to make their way towards turn 3 again. Trevathan and Michael Atkins Jr. side by side, but Rob Jenkins going to get a better run out of turn 3. There's exactly the push he needed. As they come down towards the line, the white flag will fly this time by. And some momentum lost there for Trevathan and Atkins Jr. Look at the rabble behind them. That's Holyfield, Charlie Woods and Robert Dudley right there as well. If this closes up, it could be a 6-car battle, maybe a 7-car battle for the win here as Mark Jenkins is getting in on the out as well. But Rob Jenkins has a big lead now going towards turn 2. And unless a miracle happens, they're not going to catch him. And towards turn 3 now, Rob Jenkins got the restart of a lifetime. Managed to hold off the 31 and the 48 and managed to bring it home out of turn 3. Rob Jenkins is going to bring home a heroic win here at Pocono. And everybody proud. What a win here for Rob Jenkins. And that is your race winner right there. Rob Jenkins bringing home the victory here at Pocono. And a well-deserved one as well. What a restart. It was all started by that brilliant pit stop. That brilliant run out of pit stop that gave him the lead here. And definitely well-deserved. And we are going to reach out to him right now. If I can find him. And he's right there now. And we're going to bring him into the booth right now. Rob Jenkins, race winner. Have you got a copy, sir?
Yeah, man, I got you, buddy.
Rob Jenkins, it all started with that awesome run out of pit road to bring you the lead, but you managed to hold on for those final 3 laps and bring home the win. How do you feel about that?
Man, it feels great. It's been a long time coming. I've done everything I can to mess it up. As you could see tonight, Mark and I were trying to see who could do the dumbest things. I think he won that, but just barely. Kind of ironic that I've won the race off pit road there, considering I hit the inside wall on pit road twice.
Absolutely, and you got one proud family member in the chat there. She's cheering you on right there, and you definitely did everyone proud here tonight. Going through the middle part of the race, it seemed like turn 2 was Calamity Corner here tonight. Were you worried that might catch you out here tonight, because it caught a lot of people out here?
Yeah, you had to be careful. The car definitely started to pick up a push, and it was pretty easy to get up there and smack that outside wall. But no, I was really surprised, to be honest with you. Pocono is not really a strong track for me, but I guess it just, with the way they have these cup cars now, it seemed to fit my style. And but yeah, I know my mother's out there watching. Finally got that win, Mom. Glad you got to see it, and bring that Jenkins Construction Chevrolet into victory lane.
Absolutely. And looking ahead to next week, Rob, we head to another track, and we're going to crank the speeds up a lot as we go to this one. We are heading to Talladega next week. Just give us your thoughts on that. Very much bumper to bumper racing, and is it more in your wheelhouse there, do you reckon?
It's a crapshoot for anybody. Yeah, I like the super speedways, but you just got to be in the right place, right time to miss the wrecks. You know, it's just a lot of luck there at Talladega.
Absolutely, and definitely crapshoot, as you already mentioned. Anyone can win it, but anybody's going to be up there. It's going to be yourself and your brother Mark. You always seems to be at the front at the correct moments. Just had a bit of bad luck this season. Finally managed to pay it off this season, this time around at Pocono. Congratulations on the win here tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to or say thanks to for tonight's first place?
Well, I'd like to thank my brother. He's a good teammate. We try to help each other out. Would like to clarify one thing. I don't race anybody harder than I race my brother, and I don't think he races anybody harder than he races me. I'd like to thank Lamont Designs for doing this paint job for me, and of course Jenkins Construction for being on the car, and my mother for watching, and for you to putting this broadcast together for us, man. We really appreciate it.
Well, congratulations on the win there. Your mom just said she's so proud of you, so definitely a proud mother out there, and I'm pretty sure you made everybody proud out there tonight at Pocono. Rob Jenkins, your race winner at Pocono. We will see you next week at Talladega.
Sounds good, man. Thanks.
That was our race winner, Mr. Rob Jenkins. Very happy to bring home the victory here tonight. We're going to go ahead and speak to our second place finisher, Mr. Michael Trevarthen, as he gave it everything he could here tonight to bring home that second win at the bounce, but definitely gave it
at the same time.
Sorry, Michael, didn't mean to interrupt you there. But tried to bring home second win on the bounce here tonight in only your second race here. You gave it everything you could, but came up just short here. Still got to be happy with second place, though.
Yeah, it was a good night. I'm happy with it. Rob, raced a hell of a race there. Hats off to him for the win. We ran up front pretty good bit. I felt like we had a pretty dominant car, but of course, fresh tires and constant cautions kind of packs everybody back up. And I would have preferred a longer run there, but it is what it is. Like I said, it was a good race all in all.
Yeah, it seemed like the caution came out at the wrong time for you because you were on those fresh tires. You were catching Michael Atkins Jr. for the lead there. Was that a bit frustrating for yourself to see that caution come out at that time?
Yeah, it was. Like I said, I knew my car. I was backing up the corners a little bit, saving on the right front. I'm assuming it's why I kept skedaddling away on a long run. Um, but like I said, they're with constant cautions like that, fresh tires. Everybody's going to be pretty much nose to tail the quicker guys there. So good race there with Michael and with Rob and a lot of other guys up front there. So
And looking ahead, we're going to crank it up a few gears as we head to Talladega. Just what are your thoughts going into that one?
Well, Metalhead Motorsports couldn't make it tonight, so just lone driver out here tonight. Hopefully, we can get the group setting in there. Obviously, that helps with pack racing, teammates and whatnot. So a little bit of help there goes a long way. Get it wicked up in a group and see if we can hold it together. But it's usually checkers and wreckers at Talladega Daytona. So keeping the car in one piece and making it towards the end there to fight it out for the last few laps is what you got to do for those races and try to keep your nose clean.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the second place here tonight, Mike. Having to settle for second place. Is there anybody you'd like to thank or give a shout out to for that position?
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to Pasky's and the league here. The guys have been very welcoming, a lot of fun to race around. You in the broadcast booth, Sam, you always do an awesome job. I love watching it after the fact. And Metalhead Motorsports. And hats off to Rob Jenkins for the win tonight.
Well, Michael Javathan, second place in the 31 Eagle 1 Mustang. We will see you. We'll see you hopefully Monday at Pocono again in the trucks.
See you then, brother.
So that was our second place finish, and now we are going to go and head over to the garage of the number 48. That will be Mr. Michael Atkins Jr. Just ignore the graphic there. That means he is in third place. Let's go and reach out to him right now. We're going to drag him down to the booth. Michael Atkins Jr., Sam up in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Third place on the night. It could have been so much more when the caution came out, but ultimately having to settle for third place just gives you thoughts on that position. I know it could have been a lot better for you here tonight.
Everybody wants first, but competition the way it is, you're not going to get first on every week. And to come out of Pocono with a third place finish with how the season's started, just about right every week. So we'll take it and move on to the next week and keep on fighting and try to make it into the chase by points.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, it's been a difficult start to the season, especially the last couple of weeks. You've had a couple of difficult races. This has really got to knock the chip off your shoulder, though, with this podium finish. And with Talladega being next week, is that going to give you a lot of confidence going into that race? Hello, Michael?
Yeah, you kind of cut out a little bit. I didn't know if you were still
Sorry.
talking. Sorry about that. No, Talladega is, being on iRacing for over the years and getting in this league is, I think we're probably, it might change by the time we go there to start, depending on how everybody's practicing, what we see, if we like what we like, when we're paying attention to them in practice and everything, we may qualify and go up front. We may ride around toward the back and see how the chips fall and wait for the big one to happen and save the fast repairs for the end.
Absolutely, and hopefully the chips fall your way in that race next week. Before I let you go, Michael, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to for your third place here tonight?
Give a shout out to Ken Skins Designs for painting the Mountain Dew Liberty Brew paint scheme that I have on board for this season, and he does a fantastic job. Shout out to you, buddy, but shout out to my wife for allowing me to do iRacing, and my son for watching the 15, almost 16-month-old, so I can do this tonight also.
Well, Michael, congratulations on the third place here. Hopefully it leads to more success in the future, and yeah, we'll definitely see you next week when we take the Cup cars to the Talladega Super Speedway.
All right, see you then.
So that was our third place finisher, Mr. Michael Atkins Jr. That'll do for now. Worried if I speak to Hoot, he's going to rip my head off, because I spoke to him before the race, and it just turned out to be a disaster for the man, for the Hoot man. So don't want to do that to him. So going to leave that alone. So that is pretty much it for tonight's broadcast of the Pocono 100 here. Definitely been a very good race here. Lots of action, but also lots of cautions. That has probably been the sticking point here at Talladega tonight. But we are going to go through to results here for tonight's race. As so with that being said, let's go through the results of tonight's race. And Rob Jenkins, after a late race push, brings home the victory here at Pocono. Coming home in second, right behind him, will be Michael Trevathan, looking for that second win on the bounce with getting that win last week at Sonoma. He has the settled for second place. Hopefully that's a big chip off his shoulder as he moves towards Talladega. Ron Holyfield settling for fourth, and Robert Dudley, despite the incidents he's been through tonight, coming home with a top 5 here tonight. Mark Jenkins will come home in 6th place. Charlie Woods in 7th. 8th will go to Johnny Antonucci. 9th place will go to Jeff Hollingsworth. Tough night for him tonight. And Ty Harris, another man that's having a tough night tonight, bringing home a top 10. In P11, retiring after a late race incident there, hitting the outside wall in turn 2. That will be Nate Seeker. P12, after an early race incident, he is in. That will be going to Hoot Baker, Will Glynn in 13th. Kevin Paskwich in 14th. 15th will be Mark Vega, making his first start for a long time, but the first time in the Cup Series. Baptism of fire here tonight. He has to settle for that last spot in the top 15. And David Bigger rounds out your field of 16 here tonight. Well, that is going to do it here tonight for Pasky, and that is going to do it here for ESPN. Remember, we did have another broadcast on the channel earlier tonight. That was presented by Adam Chapman. That is the East NASCAR East Sports Series. Make sure you check that one out when you finish watching this broadcast. That is one hell of a series and one hell of a show that they usually put on every week for us as viewers. Going ahead tomorrow, we have NASCAR Online with Byron Rodney, and then Sunday we have Sim Racing Authority returning to our screens. That is going to do it for us. My name has been Sam Cooper Bennett. You have been watching the Pasky's Cardiac Cup Series. All that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green as always, and we will see you tomorrow night live. NASCAR Online Series. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you then.